Jaguar Wright, girl, if you don't go sit your motherfucking psycho ass down, and I don't believe nothing that bitch say. I don't believe she say. Y'all believe it because you don't know. If I didn't know no better, I think that bitch was fed. Hey, Jaguar, you forgot this? You forgot this, Jaguar? You over there running your motherfucking mouth, but you been at everybody's shit. That means you a snitch, bitch. She's annoying. She's annoying. And I don't trust this.
Hold up. Not Allie. It's Allie Carter, and she's coming in like a one-woman wrecking ball, swinging hard and naming names. She went from fighting side by side with Jaguar Wright, dragging the dirty laundry of the entertainment industry out into the daylight, to now putting Jaguar on full public blast, accusing her of something so foul, even longtime followers are shook. Allie's now straight up accusing Jaguar of profiting off of Diddy's victims and even attempting to rig the actual trial. Like, what? This ain't a minor fallout. This is scorched earth. And baby, if you thought the industry was messy, you ain't ready for whistleblowers turning on each other like this. Jaguar, who's always strutted around as the truth-telling queen, now finds herself in the crosshairs. And the kicker? Allie brought the receipts, honey. And those receipts, scorching. She's got folks out here side-eyeing Jaguar like she just got caught with her hand in the victim's fun jar. Now, here's the crazy part. Jaguar used to be one of Allie's ride or die defenders. When the internet was dismissing Allie as unhinged or paranoid, Jaguar was out here in the trenches defending her. But according to Allie, that support was fake from the jump. She claimed she never trusted Jaguar.
I do believe there's going to be a lot of curveballs. I do believe there's going to be a lot of interesting things. And what I will say is, be vigilant. We're getting started.
Is this a reckoning for the music industry?
Oh, it needs to be. And if it wasn't, I hope my presence starts that.
This case that happened in the R. Kelly case. Because if that had been properly addressed, this would have been addressed back then. These people have been working together, all in cahoots for all of this time. And it needs to all be addressed. I'm glad it's not just me anymore. I'm glad it's someone else. I'm glad there are other people who need to be heard. I'll be sure. I'm glad they're hearing him, Cassie. I'm glad they're hearing her, Kim Porter. Through, I'll be sure. I'm glad. Natanya Rubin, I'm glad. All of these things. So yeah, it's mixed emotions, but I just know when you pray for something and God answers it, you should be happy.
And she ain't exactly been quiet about it either. They recently had a huge blow up after Allie accused Jaguar of being on someone's payroll, sent to control the narrative around Diddy. Yeah. Jaguar showed up to Diddy's trial with security guards like this was some underground mob movie and claimed Diddy was only free because the feds ignored him during the R. Kelly investigation. According to her, Diddy and R. Kelly are more intertwined than we ever knew. But honey, according to Allie Carter, Jaguar's whole act is fraud. Allie came in guns blazing, saying Jaguar only showed up at that courtroom to hijack the spotlight. According to her, Jaguar wasn't there for victims. She was there to make the whole thing about herself. Allie's words, brutal. She said Jaguar's just another industry puppet, a bought-off fake who's spinning stories to protect some high-ranking names while sacrificing the truth. Allie didn't hesitate. She said, I'm the only real whistleblower left. When Allie said that, the internet collectively froze because, let's be real, most people thought Jaguar was the queen of spilling industry secrets. But now, people are double-checking those facts and realizing, Allie might be right. Unlike Jaguar, Allie's never tried to turn her trial.
Watching an episode called Pig Night, when I went, they tried to feed us, and I remember it because when
Pig
you
night.
have to do
Say what?
orders, jobs like that, you don't eat. You're not allowed to eat. You actually have to starve yourself, because when you have to do those type of jobs, you can't eat because you will throw up.
Really?
If you are doing, or if you are a guy doing it, you will shit everywhere. Uh,
Oh boy.
When this happens, your parents will get mad at you. Really mad at you. And if that is a fetish for someone, they use that to their advantage. So if you throw up on someone, you will have to eat it. If you on someone, you will have to lay it.
Mama into a TikTok clout parade. She's always centered the victims, especially the kids. While Jaguar, one minute she's talking Diddy, the next she's on some completely unrelated conspiracy tangent, like she forgot what video she's filming. Let's not forget, Ally was the first one to spill the horrifying details about Diddy's infamous all-black party. And according to her, it wasn't just a theme party. It was a full-blown nightmare. The term all black didn't refer to outfits. It referred to the victims. Black children kidnapped or trafficked into the country who were allegedly sacrificed or abused during the event. Allie says she knows this because she was there at 15, and she was forced to do things with grown men and women that no one should ever be subjected to.
Graphic. But right now, I think a lot of people are not ready for someone to tell you that there are 3-4-year-olds that people take pride in sticking bars up children. I don't think people are going to be able to stomach the fact that people tie 2, 3, 4, 5-year-old children to horse stables and have horses and dogs raise them, and then they get off on that. I don't think people are going to be able to stomach the fact that people hang children upside down in satanic ritual abuse meetings, and they literally hang them, literally by metal prongs. They hang them to get blood dripping out of them, and people go up under and like you're under a rainfall to take their blood. There are situations that I don't think people are ready for. We're not touching the seriousness of trafficking. Like the videos that I've made, the videos that I've started to make, this is not even touching. This is the gist of it, and I think so many people are quick to raise a sign and say adrenochrome, but you don't know what it means, and you don't know why it's such a thing, why it's such a strong thing in trafficking, and how what makes it so strong. What, you know that they're drinking children's blood, but you don't know what they're doing to those children to make their blood strong enough to cause something to flip your system in order to keep you in the fountain of youth. No one believes that because it sounds like an unreal horror Disney movie that someone wrote. You know what I'm saying?
It kind of is.
These weren't just isolated cases, y'all. Allie said these kids were ripped from the streets or even shipped across borders like they were nothing. And the sickest part, she revealed some of Diddy's associates had this perverse obsession with young boys. So they would feed these poor kids foods that gave them severe stomach issues on purpose. Why? So they could defecate during the freak-off parties. And then they would force them to lie in their own filth, all while recording it. Let that sink in. But wait, it gets worse. Allie dropped the ultimate bomb. These parties weren't just abuse, they were satanic rituals. She said many of the children were unalive in order for these twisted elites to bathe in their blood and attempt to stay young forever. Yeah, the rumors about celebrities doing insane stuff to stay young, according to Allie, they're not just rumors, they're real. These kids were allegedly chained, tied, and even used in BDSM setups with animals while Diddy recorded and gratified himself. This isn't a Netflix horror series. This is what Allie says she lived through, and she insists most of the children didn't survive. Given how vocal both women have been about industry abuse, folks assumed they'd be allies forever, but Allie said nah. She believes Jaguar's only in it for fame and a paycheck. At first, Jaguar did support Ally. She backed her up when no one else would. But Allie now says it was all part of a strategy to gain trust and silence real whistleblowers. She even accused Jaguar of being a distraction sent in to muddy the waters. And now, Allie says Jaguar has been secretly threatening her.
Fast of being silenced.
I'm sure she is.
I hope it's not my fault. I made an outcry to her that I'm willing to talk to her.
Goes into witness protection. We'll never see her again. Allie Carter, wherever she is, she's safe right where she is. I can tell you right now, the second that you put your life in the government's hands, you're up for grabs. Because all it takes is one corrupt government official who's been paid very well to handle up on you, and then all of a sudden, leave Allie Carter alone. And leave me alone. Do you know what a score that would be for the Illuminati if they could get me and Allie Carter together at the same time?
Allegedly, as Allie's following grew and her message began to gain traction, Jaguar got jealous. She couldn't stand Allie getting attention without having to scream or exaggerate. And instead of seeing a fellow truth teller rising, Jaguar saw competition. Ally finally realized Jaguar didn't care about victims, she cared about views. This was the part where Ally snapped. She went in hard, calling Jaguar a fraud in disguise. According to her, Jaguar's out here pretending to be a hero, when in reality, she's just another well-paid actor in this sick game. A paid mole, she said, wrapped in a truth teller costume, fooling everyone into thinking she's a savior. Ally didn't hold back. She said Jaguar only shows up when her bank account is low.
Put those wolves in truth teller clothing. They want you to give them a Patreon subscription fee, all the money, and I think people have got into this mindset of, if I want the truth, I have to pay money for it. For a waiver from the children? A lot. How many times do they tell you about the children? How many times do they tell you to get up for the children? How many times do they call you to action for the children? How many times do they not waiver from the children unless it's trending? When do they talk about the children? Do they only talk about it when it's trending? If they're talking about trafficking, do they talk about the children? Here, Kiki. I don't believe in panthers. I believe in a kitty kitty. I know. I've lived with them. I've dealt with them. So I know how they work. If they don't get their way, they point fingers. When they don't get their way, they pull things like Jay-Z pulled when he all of a sudden he don't know.
Tossing out wild stories to pull in views and donations. Once the hype builds, she demands payment before releasing the rest of the story. Ally called her out hard, saying if Jaguar really cared about children, she wouldn't need a cash deposit before exposing monsters. You expose evil to save lives, not to get paid, she said. Of course, Jaguar wasn't going to let Ally drag her name through hell without fighting back. She fired up a live stream and gave Ally a strong "don't mess with me" warning. She said Ally was clout chasing using her name and promised that if Ally kept pushing, she'd take her down with her. Oh, honey, if you thought Jaguar Wright was going to sit back sipping tea while Ally Carter torched her entire reputation, you don't know this woman. Jaguar came out swinging in a whole new interview.
Don't clout chase me. Even if it is for your protection. I am not Lamisha Fuller. I'm not running around lying on you, trying to convince people you got stuff. Do I want any arms above all you? Absolutely not. But if you're looking for protection.
And this time, she was pissed. Jaguar didn't just clap back, she unloaded. She made it crystal clear that she's not the one to mess with. With fire in her voice, Jaguar came for Ally hard, calling her out as a liar, a phony, and someone desperate for relevance, and then came the dagger. Jaguar said that unlike Ally, she actually has receipts. She said she doesn't get on the internet to tell stories for attention. Nope. Jaguar said when she speaks, it's because she's got the proof to back it up. She basically called Ally a loudmouth with no files. And trust, she didn't whisper it. She broadcasted that smoke for everyone to hear. Jaguar looked right into the camera and said it loud. I don't just talk out of thin air. I've got the documentation. I've got the names. I've got the footage. That wasn't just a response. That was a threat. Jaguar made it known that if Ally wants to keep playing this game, it's going to be war. Real war. The type where the next move could either bury someone or expose everything